All right, hi, welcome everyone to the Entrepreneurship World Cup Singapore National Finals. Today we have with us 10 esteemed judges to grade the finalists, as well as 10 awesome startups. Thank you so much for making time to come in from different parts of the world to attend the Global Entrepreneurship Network program on Entrepreneurship World Cup Singapore National Finals. So we would like to first, invite Mr. Jonathan Ottmans, who is the founder and president of the Global Entrepreneurship Network, to share a few words.
Hi, welcome to the Entrepreneurship World Cup, hosted by the MISC Global Forum, the Global Entrepreneurship Network, and the Global Education and Leadership Foundation, and of course, most importantly, all of you, the national hosts around the world that have made this extraordinary competition possible. As you may be aware, we have 160,000 entrants this year, which is a testament to all the pivoting going on for the pandemic with our founders, our startups, our small businesses, our entrepreneurs, everybody trying to figure out better ways of doing things in the light of a global crisis. We're very proud to say that 198 countries are participating, and that, of course, we have an extraordinary volume of ideas and talent assembled here at this important moment in history. You know, the EWC is not just a pitch competition. As you all know, we're just as focused on those of you who do not win as we are on our winners. We're particularly proud of the fact that we give everybody access to EWC Accelerate, which is a virtual training and mentorship platform. And we have so many things on that platform available, ranging from honing your skills around using the exclusive content library for learning about customer feedback, or learning about pitching and deck creation, or learning about team building, or just company culture. And we've also got a whole range of perks to sort of turbocharge your startup. So far, we've had $3.1 million worth of perks that people have downloaded and take advantage of, thanks to the kindness of people like Google Cloud, HubSpot, Stripe, and others who've made available some of these resources in kind to all of you. I think each of you get access to up to $25,000 in these perks. Now, of course, all our national winners will advance to the next stage, and they'll actually have the opportunity to participate in Accelerate 2, which is a virtual structured accelerator, which is designed to help each of them make it into the EWC 100, which is essentially the top 100 startups out of the 160,000 that applied, who will join the global finals in October. Of course, this Accelerate 2 is not a requirement, it's not mandatory, but it accepts unless you're an early stage startup. But we encourage all of you, all of the entrants of the Entrepreneurship World Cup who make it through to these finals to take advantage of this. 80% did last time. The top 4 finalists last time are all ones that went through Accelerate 2, and that we hope that it's certainly something that you'll look and say there's nothing to lose participating in this and increasing my chances of winning in October. But most importantly, I want to be able to say to all of you, I hope that you'll look at this competition as a way to test your grit, to understand that being an entrepreneur is about conducting an experiment, figuring out new ways of doing things. You collect data, and in this virtual circle of innovation, you improve your ideas. So stay with us, whether it's the MISC Global Forum, or TGALF, or of course the Global Entrepreneurship Network. We're really here to help you succeed. The competition is really our momentum, our energy. It's about helping us to prepare and engage and get some discipline around what we're doing, but we're really here to help you all succeed. You know, I'll end with just a very important note, and that is to remind you that you all hold a very special place in the world at this time. You know, entrepreneurs, perhaps more than any other group of people on the planet, have a degree of comfort with uncertainty, with lack of predictability, with crisis. Because when someone comes in and completely changes the rules across the planet, entrepreneurs are very courageous. You're people that see, yes, opportunity, but you also see, you're not fearful of it. You see the rules change, it means something that wasn't possible before may be possible now. And so I hope that you'll consider yourselves all to be leaders in your communities. At GEN, for example, my organization, we're working extremely hard to prepare the world for this. Most importantly, with the Entrepreneurship World Cup in these next few weeks, where we'll try to get everybody innovating, pivoting for the pandemic, come up with 160,000 new ways that we can make things work in the future in this new economy that we'll be entering. And then in November of 2020, we're challenging every nation on the planet to celebrate Global Entrepreneurship Week, which is essentially a way of saying, you already get the power of entrepreneurship. Reach out in your communities to those that don't. Let's try to get more citizens in each of our countries being starters. More citizens thinking there's got to be better ways of doing things, taking the initiative, being part of solutions, coming up with ways to help not just themselves, but their fellow citizens. So I hope that you'll get involved in Global Entrepreneurship Week. It's happening already in 177 countries, and we hope to have more signed up soon. And then, of course, at GEN, we're also leading up to everybody returning for a Global Entrepreneurship Congress, for which you're all invited. You can go to gec.co. And this is where we will have a variety of virtual programming leading up to a finale that will allow us to all together work hard to figure out what is going to be the future of our economies and what is the role of entrepreneurs. I think you've all heard it many, many times before. You're valued in your societies because almost all the net new jobs come from firms less than 5 years old. Big companies in the environments like this tend to shed jobs, whereas new firms tend to grow and create jobs. You're extremely important in an area where most of our communities are suffering from high rates of unemployment. So we hope that through the Entrepreneurship World Cup and some of the other things that Jen and our partners are trying to do here, that you'll consider yourself to be part of the solution. That we want to be part of helping to light the candle, not just in your heart, but also light the candle in the hearts and minds of many of your friends and community members. And so together we can solve, together we can work as one global entrepreneurial ecosystem in helping our economies and our communities rebuild after this difficult time. I'll end with one important note. I'm still astounded to this day. This pandemic was tailor-made for a global response, but somehow at a political level, it never got it. There were thousands of siloed responses in communities in the healthcare response to this. I hope that as entrepreneurs, we can set an example for our political leaders, set example for the rest of the world and say that just like national boundaries are porous to viruses, they're also porous to innovation. And that we can work together as one community in coming up with solutions and answers and ideas, no matter where you come from. That we can be part of the solution in 2021 as we all rebuild and try to rebuild better. So good luck today. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I hope you'll remain part of this powerful movement of entrepreneurs around the world who are solving problems and part of the solution, seeing the glass half full. And I hope to meet many of you in the weeks and months to come as we look to be these problem solvers. Best of luck today. And thank you.
All right. Thank you to Jonathan. All right. So back to the national finals of the Entrepreneurship World Cup. This is the second edition of the Entrepreneurship World Cup globally and as well in Singapore. I would say this is the world's largest entrepreneurship competition and the world's largest entrepreneur ecosystem. Last year, we had 187 countries with over 1,000 entrepreneurs that participated in it. And this year, we have more than 199 countries and more than 170,000 entrepreneurs that was participating in the Entrepreneurship World Cup globally. So if you are not tuned in, please share this with your friends, families. Go to bit.ly/sgfinal2020 to directly enter the live stream platform. You may then vote for the startups that you are interested in. Please vote wisely. You can rate them between 1 to 5 stars. You are unable to redo your ratings. So please note that you only can vote once. All right, so what is the Entrepreneurship World Cup, right? As I mentioned, it's the global startup competition with a full accelerator program of 2 stages, Accelerator 1 and Accelerator 2. Is to help these founders go through and navigate their complex entrepreneur journey, help them develop their entrepreneur venture. There's 173,000 entrepreneurs this year from 199 countries, meeting investors, mentors, a world-class network of resources. The Entrepreneurship World Cup last year have a total of 102,938 startups that applied, of which India was the highest, 31,000 over companies applied for Entrepreneurship World Cup. Singapore, we actually had 67 startups that applied. And this year, Singapore, we have 199 startups that applied. That's actually 3 times the amount of startups that applied. So last year's grand champion, we have Nerve Technology. They emerged the grand champions from 100 national finalists for the Entrepreneurship World Cup Global Finals. They received a 500,000 cash prize and a stringent market access prize to access China and expand their services and products there. As for Singapore, we have Strive Asia. They emerged champion from the 67 applicants in Singapore. Mr. Tan Kok Hao, CEO of Strive Asia, represented Singapore for the Entrepreneurship World Cup in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia last year. They were also awarded the Startup SG Founder Grant from Enterprise Singapore with the support of Startup O. Here's the participants' journey. So across the 5 stages they've been through, now we're actually at the national finals round, and at which they'll go to the global finals in October. This is a digital platform they have all access to, the Accelerate 1 program for all stages, idea, early and growth stage, the startup perks awarded to startups. Accelerate 2 for the national winners to embark on this, and that's where we select the top EWC 100 teams to participate at global finals. Right, this is the global finals on 18th October to 20th October in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Unfortunately, because of COVID-19, we're unable to travel there physically, so all startups will attend the session virtually at their own comfort of their homes. Here are the judges that we have. We have Ms. Goh Yi Ping, partner of Quest Ventures, Jeffrey Payne, managing partner of Watergate Ventures, Mr. James Tan, chairman of Bansi and Ace, Mr. Tan Ing Lan, managing partner of Insignia Ventures, myself, the national organizer. We have Mr. Mohan Bilani, CEO and head of product at E27, Mr. Anush Jan, co-founder and CEO of Startup O, Mr. Martin Schwimmer, co-founder of Insinga Innovations Private Limited. We have Mr. James Ang, Chief Partner Officer of APAC Dropbox. We have Ms. Ting Ru, partner of True Global Ventures. Right, so now we'll proceed to the startups to pitch. The first 5 will start the pitch, and they only have a 3 minutes pitch time frame and 2 minutes Q&A from the judges. I'd like to invite the first startup to pitch. Approved.
Thank you, Jaren. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Sure. Hi, my name is James, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Approved. The world has gone digital, and companies work with each other with data. So if I'm protecting data and digitally secure, how am I so sure that my external vendors are similarly secure and protecting data? There's currently no uniform standard to doing so, which is why companies are taking weeks and months and costing tens of thousands of dollars just to get this right. We believe that this can be done in a matter of days at a fraction of the cost, which is why we've designed Approved, a simple, fast, and cost-effective way to do just that. Now, customers can log in to our web-based platform, check and assess their vendors using checklists designed by lawyers, powered by AI. So they can decide and approve in real time using automated workflows and real-time red flagging of the risks by looking at the vendor's cybersecurity and data protection profile. In this way, customers can demonstrate compliance with data protection laws with all documents in one secure platform. We have a SaaS subscription model providing quick on-demand service for our enterprise clients, which are applicable to different use cases like data protection, cybersecurity, and responsible AI use. In this way, we want to build a trusted network of buyers and sellers checking each other for data. Our SaaS subscription model provides different value buckets for different power users and customers. We're starting from the Singapore market before moving on to Australia, New Zealand, and then the world. This market is expected to grow at 25% CAGR to reach 10.2 billion by the end of 2025. And we are the right team to capture that market. I'm a lawyer and certified data protection specialist. My co-founder, Adam, is an entrepreneur who has scaled and sold 2 businesses previously. Our Chief Product Officer, Graham, has scaled, developed, and managed products across high-growth startups in Asia Pacific. We are also supported by a deep bench of tech advisors from the likes of AWS and Microsoft. Our corporate customers are excited to use our beta product, and we have a whole pipeline of customers lined up for launch. Our ask today is funding for 12 months runway to develop the tech and product, and to scale our annual revenue to hit $15 million by 2025, using the usual channels to market across these geographies. Our mission, by 2025, any customer anywhere in the world will be able to check for data protection and cybersecurity with any vendor anywhere in the world. We want to also
All right, thank you, Approved. Sorry, your time is up. Next, we have Augmented. Augmented, you may share your screen.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought I had some problems. All right. I'm Erwan, the CEO of Augmented. We are redefining the industrial procedures. For the last 20 years, frontline technicians have been a bit forgotten in terms of digitization. And we want to change this now in a simple way. Let me go through the slides. So we pain points, we've got 2 pain points that we identified. The first one is that the frontline technicians are trained to perform daily tasks, which are not really specialized. When it comes an unforeseen event, such as maintenance of the production line asset or troubleshooting the asset, they need expertise which is delocalized, either in another plant or outside of the country. The second pain point, maybe the major one, is actually that they still work with pen and paper. We are in 2020 and they still do not use digital devices. So we developed the SOP App Builder, Standard Operating Procedure App Builder. This is a platform where you can build applications within weeks without coding and having any knowledge on the development side. We use templates such as logistics, remote user support, or MRO to actually create and digitize those workflows. This works in 5 simple steps. You choose a template, you change the layout, you choose among our library of features, you connect to the legacy systems and you deploy the application to the technicians. How does that look like? This is a simple case here. You've got menus and features such as OCR, custom forms, AR instructions, checklists, automated validation, and 3D viewers. There's more features, but just now you created a workflow and an application that is ready to deploy for technicians. User success is this one. We worked with SATs to digitize the loading process of the cargoes. Now the operators can actually load the aircraft by scanning the containers. The gain here is 25% gain in terms of loading process. This is huge. This is another layout for aircraft maintenance, but it can be applied to any one of them. Another layout with AR manual and remote assistance. We target all industries, all technicians. We are also cross-platform, and this is a SaaS subscription model where we rent actually the market is huge. Obviously, we're targeting Singapore at first, but this is the team. Rakesh is focusing on the business development. I'm focusing on the product. Thank you for listening to us.
All right, thank you. Okay, we would now like to invite the next team, Horangi.
Right. I'm Paul Haji, the CEO and co-founder of Horangi Cybersecurity, a Singapore-based cloud cybersecurity company. So a bit about our team. I previously worked in the U.S. intelligence community, but then subsequently went to Palantir, which is what brought me to Singapore, and then ran the security team at Grab before starting Horangi. All of our founding team worked at Palantir prior to starting this company, but a lot of security as well as tech experience in the business. We're focused on Asia. So majority of our customer base is in Asia, although we do have a global presence. And we started the company here back in 2016 to essentially take advantage of the rapid growth that's being seen in the security space across this region. And it's predicted to grow to be around 33 billion by the time of 2022. And I think like the statistic around cloud security issues, as well as this timeline of major security breaches because of cloud misconfigurations is really important. And that through 2025, 99% of cloud security failures will be the customer's fault. And CIOs can combat this by implementing and enforcing policies on cloud ownership, responsibility, and risk acceptance. This quote is from Gartner. And that's why we built the Warden solution. And Gartner also goes on to state that through 2024, organizations implementing a CSPM offering and extending this in development will reduce their security misconfiguration significantly with the Warden product. It's on AWS Marketplace as well as Google Cloud, and we are building it into other clouds going forward. Horangi Warden by the numbers, we have over 146 rules focused around security and compliance with regional standards as well as global standards. And what it does is it actually looks at the configurations and security issues in the public cloud, utilizing the shared responsibility model and focusing on what the customer is responsible for and helping them meet their security and compliance requirements. We also focus on ease of use so that it can be used not only by a technical buyer, but also by a less technical buyer. And we give remediation steps for all the security and compliance issues that we find. It is also a compliance solution, so it is being used to help people comply with their compliance issues across the region, including things like MES TRM here in Singapore. We have quite a few customers at this point. The company's, Horangi is about 65 people right now, have over 250 customers. Most of our customer base is in Singapore, but it is spread across the region and the world. And we are growing significantly even through the COVID crisis. We do plan on growing at least 30% in 2020 as well. that's time.
All right, thank you, Wangi.
Thanks.
The next startup we have Litmus X. Litmus X, you may share your screen.
Hi, sorry, you all can hear me, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, that's great. So let's begin. It was reported that 66% of clinical decisions are very much influenced by diagnostics tests. Now, diagnostics tests have played an even more integral role in our lives and is carried out when a person is exhibiting mild symptoms or in an emergency situation. Is there a way to better improve point of care testing? I'm Cheryl, founder of Litmus X, and we want to empower the frontline workers to be able to carry out point of tests with minimal use of equipment, yet getting results in a short period of time. Conventional diagnostic test kit can only test for singular diseases with only yes or no results. Frontline workers are also prone to human error when manual data logging is required, and even more so when they're tired or they're busy. Low sensitivity is also an issue when it comes to contagious diseases such as COVID-19. So Litmus X can provide a low-cost multiplexing diagnostic kit that can provide quantitative solutions in a short period of time. By using one drop of blood into a kit, it will naturally flow to multiple channels containing different reagents to test for multiple diseases on a small strip of paper. The colorimetric function allows for semi-quantitative results and provides mobile integration with mobile applications for seamless data logging. The built-in quantitative features empower nurses to conduct initial point of test before any doctor's consultation and could be read off the device without extensive medical knowledge. The impact is distinctive, and yet the test can be as accurate as industrial standards, and all these features can reduce time before triaging, prioritizing patients, and help doctors better pinpoint diseases. There's a huge potential in the POC market, which is expected to hit 8.4 billion in 2026. And that's only based on existing POC. Imagine a potential sales of POC catered to A&E and hospitals' demands. We've proven that there's a need in the market and have already tested the versatility of our technology with samples. And going forward, we want to increase the clinical samples tested and explore mobile integration, subsequently scale our use case through multiple diseases. Our revenue comes from three areas: sales of diagnostic kits to hospitals, laboratories, and eventually we want to scale it such that we can provide customized diagnostic kits for specific purposes and software as a service. We have previously conducted clinical trials that have proven higher accuracy than existing test kits, for example, parasitic disease. And as for COVID-19, going forward, we would like to increase the number of samples that's being tested, and our potential use case will be used to test for early detection of heart diseases, and we are currently in discussion with NUH for clinical collaborations. Our team comprises of highly qualified individuals who possess the technical expertise and also the soft skills in business development. Our partners also include NTU, where we are incubated and have graduated from, and the University of Southampton. Supporting us is a powerful team of mentors and technology advisors, and we believe our team will be the best team to lead this project. We are from Litmus X, and we aim to create an impact in the diagnostic environment. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Litmus X. Next, we'll have Profile Print.
Good afternoon. Profile Print is a digital foot fingerprint powered by our patented technology, allowing standards and its respective quality profiles to be predicted without human intervention. My name is Alan, founder and CEO of Profile Print. The problem, ranging from farm to retailer, today there is no common practical food ingredient standard, hence heavy reliance on human judgment, resulting in the billions of man hours and dollars lost in a huge industry. While expensive chemical analyzers are default food fingerprinting methods, metabolomics and more powerful AI coupled with decreasing cost of detectors have opened up the opportunity to achieve similar quality of fingerprint. The result is a digital fingerprint that's rapid, affordable, with high accuracy. Profile Print is the first to patent and commercialize the solution via a SaaS platform that allows businesses to create, source, and sell digitally. With only 5 grams of the sample, the analyzer acquires the unique fingerprint without destroying the sample, provides real-time results Instead of packaging a QR code, Profile Print analyzes the samples directly at molecular level and can be used seamlessly by stakeholders in the supply chain. Competitive landscape. The x-axis is cost, the y-axis is level of resolution. Top right, you see the chemical analyzer have high accuracy but not commercially practical for regular usage due to high cost and long lead time. While at the bottom left, microspectrometers are cheap but offer low pixel resolution. Profile Print is comfortably positioned, affordably, yet capable of multivariate parameters prediction, such as quality, taste, freshness, making it an excellent digital standard for the industry. Our business model empowers businesses with $120 billion addressable market. On the top left, we provide both analyzer and access to the consumer brands. On the top right, we provide only the access to growers at a low fee to cover operational costs. So with aggregated demand and supply data, we now are able to provide services to businesses across the food supply chain to make better buy-sell decisions based on the fingerprint data. Here's the snapshot of our SaaS dashboard. Without traveling and physical exchange of samples, they are now able to assure ingredient match via digital fingerprint, offering the range of possibilities from sourcing, QC to product development. I'm Alan, serial entrepreneur with 20 years of professional experience. Lim Sing, CTO, a tech veteran with 30 years of IT engineering experience. Alice, CEO, ex-founder of a B2B SaaS tech startup, joined us after successful exit. Barnabas, our scientific lead, previously from Singapore Genome Institute A*STAR, specializes in biochemical spectrometry. And Professor Zhou, our scientific advisor, is the head of food science and technology at NUS. Profile Print started in 2017, raised angel funding and received patent granted. We went to market early this year, generated over 350,000 revenue in the last 12 months, which continues to grow despite the COVID-19 pandemic. Our key clients and partners include MNCs who supply to a huge proportion of our global market. And our team believes that Profile Print is already making a big difference to the ingredients that we consume daily. Please vote for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan from Profile Print. Okay, so now we have already completed the first 5 startups on the pitch. Now the judges will be deliberating in our breakout rooms. While the judges are deliberating, we actually have a 5 minutes break. And meanwhile, we'll be just showing a video on our sponsors. Okay, we have stopped the live stream. The videos will be playing, and then now the judges will go into the breakout rooms.
Jiren, you're sharing the link for the breakout room, is it?
Oh, no worries. I'll manually assign you into it, so you don't have to do anything. Yeah. Anyway, meanwhile, I think there are some issues with the live stream, but the global team is trying to fix the issue now. So, but the whole session will still be recorded, so not to worry. Okay, you should have been invited to join the breakout room, judges. So meanwhile, while the judges are deliberating, what we'll do now is we have a contingency plan. Since there's something wrong with this live stream, what we'll do is we'll send you a link where the startups can go to, or your friends could go to. We'll also be sending this out to all the participants, or those who have actually expressed interest to watch the live stream. So you may send this to your friends and family and then ask them to vote. The voting is still available. It's just that they can't watch the videos, right? So please find the link in the chat here, ewc.ecom.sg/finals.html. Yeah, they can watch all your videos there. It was recorded for the semifinals. Hi everyone. Can you hear me? Great. Okay, great. So sorry. So I think we are unable to get the live stream up. So what the global team have shared with us is that they are going to do a recording. As you can see, it's being recorded and they will live telecast it subsequently. So for the first 5 startups, I understand you all didn't get to do your Q&A. So what we do now, the judges already have some questions in mind. We'll go back to the slides and it's the same order. We'll have the Q&A for 2 minutes for each startup. All right, I hope that will help.
I think there's some sound disturbance there.
Is it better?
Yeah, better.
Great. All right. So, have approved.
Sorry, you're breaking, Jaren.
You may want.
Jaren, you're breaking. Hello. Can't hear you, man.
Okay, I have the other side to get myself fixed. Okay, so can you hear me now, right?
Yes, better.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so the first startup they will have is approved. So approved, you may unmute yourself and the judges will ask you questions. It will be a 2 minutes Q&A session. Inkai, you may start the timer as soon as they begin, yeah?
So Jaren, how do we go? I have a question.
Any questions for approved?
I have a question for
Yeah,
James.
sure.
There was a mention of some closed beta that you are undergoing with 4 clients, but there were no 2020 revenue numbers in your presentation. Can you tell us what is the projected number for 2020 with these first clients? And also, what are some of the adoption friction that you have faced by these clients for your solution when you sell?
I know. Thanks for your questions. The projected revenue is expected to hit early next year because we are expecting to get feedback from our clients in terms of what features that they appreciate, what other additional features that they need in order to check their vendors, which is why the numbers for 2020 have not been shown. Yeah. In terms of friction, we are onboarding new customers right now, but because of the pandemic, it's hard to meet them face to face to sort of like take them through the product. So we are sort of relying on product demo videos for for this purpose to scale onboarding.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Hi, this is Iman. Hey, can you talk a little bit about your go-to-market? Are you, are you enterprise sales? Is this call center, or are you doing self-serve, or what's the sales model here?
Yes, because we are early stage startup, so right now every single founder is doing direct sales. Talking to our customers, understanding their pain points. Talking to customers, understanding their pain points, and seeing how our product can help, right? But as we scale 2022, 2023, we will be adding sales and marketing teams.
James, I have a question. I have some experience in your field. I understand that not everything can be automated, right? So can you, especially in a legacy environment, can you just walk us through, what's the percentage of that automation versus consulting and real man hours of work?
So we are trying to move away from a consulting model. That's the law firm model where you have a legal or data protection question and you ask the lawyer. So we are trying to, if anything that is repeatable and scalable, like top 200 common questions that you need to ask your vendors, we are going to put all of that into the system, and the AI using natural language processing will.
Time's up.
I got it. I got it. Thank you.
Okay, so we have the next startup, Augmented, to do the Q&A.
Yes.
You may, turn on your video, Okay, any questions from the judges?
Hi, it's Martin here. I've got a question for Augmented. Just wondering, you're planning to generate $12 million already in 2022. Now there's some manual service components in your solution. How many people do you need to generate that amount of revenue approximately?
So we expect actually to provide the platform, right, and also sell the system to major consulting companies. We are already in talk with them. So that's why the revenue would be actually ramping up for next year, so 2021, 2022. We expect by that time to be around 30 people in the team.
Okay.
Here, one. Can I understand from a product standpoint, right? How much like onboarding or hands-on work is required from your end, or is it very self-serve with respect to like the example case study that you gave?
So at the moment, obviously, we are still in MVP. The company exists since end of 2019. So there's a lot of manual things to be done. Our goal is really to create that platform, basically like Wix.com for industrials, right? And once we've got a library of features, they will be able to create their own workflows. With that said, as I answered just before, we plan to give access to those platforms to consulting companies. So there's features which require to digitize the workflows, but there's also out-of-the-shelf features such as remote assistance. This module by itself is a standalone. You just buy the license and it's ready to use.
One, can you share a little bit more about a typical sales process and how long that takes?
Yes.
I mean, probably in today's context, maybe in today's context, and how you foresee going forward?
Yes. So the onboarding can be a bit slow with industrials. It can be a bit slow, but we've got, as it is ready out of the shelf, we can try to go through a POC and really in a few weeks deliver something, which is not the case if you develop from scratch. It can take 6 months, a year just for a POC. On our solution, we just did last week with a Hong Kongese company, a bus company, a POC. We can deliver it in 2 weeks. That's to give you an order of magnitude. And it can be done remotely. I forgot to say.
And you're at the MVP stage, so who do you get compared most with when you go to these clients and you show a number of clients? Who's your competitive space?
Okay, sorry, Anuj, I got to stop you there. We have time's up for 2 minutes. We'll proceed to the next startup. Sorry about it.
No worries.
Okay, so the next startup, Harangi.
Okay, I'll get started.
Yes.
I was just wondering, will the CSP eventually provide your solution just as another add-on in their portfolio? For example, Amazon already has Guard Duty, which essentially would replace you. And would that mean that you eventually lose your most important channel to market?
Yeah, sure. So Guard Duty is a bit different because it's like black box monitoring. So what it's actually looking at is the events and doing real-time alerting. So what the CSPM is looking at is a bit different, where it's actually looking at the configurations in the environment. So a good example is like an S3 bucket, whether that permission is open to the internet or not. Whereas Guard Duty is what it's looking at is like for active intrusions or attacks. So someone being in my network, etc. But actually, like you mentioned, they are our biggest reseller as well. So we do coordinate, and oftentimes we do. They recommend our product in coordination with Guard Duty, and our product actually recommends Guard Duty, which is part of the reason the partnership between Amazon and us is so strong. Because by using our product, the security recommendations that we make actually refer you to some of Amazon's native security tools.
Thanks. Thank you.
Hey, Paul, you mentioned most of your customers are based in Singapore. what's the go-to-market plan for the rest of the region? Like, which market are you going to go first? What's the general high-level strategy with regards to how you are looking into that?
Sure. Thanks for the question. Yeah, I think because we just released GCP, Indonesia is going to be one of our next big focus markets. We do have customers there already using our platform for their AWS environment. A lot of customers are using both clouds or multiple clouds. So as we build out into other clouds, there are a lot of expansion opportunities within existing customers. And because a lot of the customers that we have in Indonesia are on GCP or is making the switch to GCP, we did build out that platform custom at first, but now it's readily available as part of the SaaS platform as well.
Arvind, what percentage of or what part of your sales process is high touch versus pure online through demos, and is it scalable or not?
All right, time.
Oh, you're muted.
Time is up, right? So
Oh.
we will proceed to next team.
That was a good question.
Okay, I mean, we will proceed to the next team. I mean, because we have to be fair to everyone. Litmus X, you may. Yeah. Any questions for Litmus X?
Hey, Cheryl, this is James. Two questions for you. How far are you from commercializing this, and what certifications, approvals have been secured?
Okay, so talking about how far we have from commercialization, right? We have already secured our MVP, which is the test of parasitic disease. And going forward, we'd like to try other potential use case like early heart detection. So technically speaking, we are around 1 year to commercialization, because that also includes, like what you have mentioned, certification from FDA, HSA. However, our focus will be the Singapore market. Therefore, we are aiming for the HSA certificate here first before going global, as Singapore is recognized for their bio devices and also the healthcare system. Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheryl, can you share a little bit more about your competitive landscape? I have seen of several companies like that, but not quite sure if they're in Singapore.
Understood. So there are definitely companies out there who also produce lateral flow devices. A very simple one would be just a normal pregnancy test kit. So some of the companies that produce lateral flow devices are, for example, like DuPont, Thermo Fisher. However, what differs us from them is really it boils down to the cost and also the time taken. Because currently kits in the market probably will take around probably more than an hour, whereas we can do it around 30 minutes or even lesser depending on the diseases. And also with our multiplexing features, we are able to test for multiple diseases at the same time as compared to the rest of the kit, which only tests for singular diseases. And on top of that, singular diseases, we are able to provide quantitative results, which require minimal use of lab equipment as compared to now, it's just yes or no. And as for quantitative results, they will still need a physical location, a lab, to be able to get those results. Yeah.
Can you share a little bit more about your intellectual property? Who owns that right now? And yeah.
Okay, our IP is currently owned by the University of Southampton, and we are in collaboration with them to get the we are in collaboration with them to market and.
All right, time's up. So sorry about that. Okay, thank you, Cheryl. The next team will have Profile Print.
Hello, hi.
Hey, Alan.
Hello, hi.
Alan, can you share a little bit more for your very nice set of customers? Well, what is the actual problem statement you're solving, and at what kind of price range are they paying for? Is this product or is this mostly consulting?
We have 3 tiers of pricing model. So the first tier is freemium, second tier they pay just about $5,000 a year just purely on SaaS, and the third tier is when buy analyzer or together with the SaaS model. So if they buy the analyzer, it will be 25,000 per analyzer with a SaaS per module of 5,000. So on average, those that we have named, half of them have already gone on to tier 3. We have a total of about 421 on tier 1 freemium. We have our 29 on tier 2, and those that I've shown, most of them are actually working towards tier 3. And I think all thanks to COVID that we have quite a bit of acceleration of digital solution. In fact, it took us maybe about 6 months for each conversion of lead. But in the last few months, it took probably less than a month to convert one. In fact, FNN just signed just today.
What is the typical deal size once it goes into a full bloom account management process?
So the bare minimum for them to use is one SaaS model. But if you have one SaaS plus one analyzer, that is just for one individual user to use. But companies like Coca-Cola easily would have about 400 production plants globally. If they test it to be useful in one location, you are talking about deploying at least 2 analyzers in each of the 400 plants globally.
And what does it convert to dollar value for the success?
So we are looking at, for $1 million revenue, we will be hitting about just 30 analyzers with accounts that should hit about $1 million. So we are pushing towards $1 million in the next 12 months.
What's your gross margin for such a device?
Sorry, 30,
What's the
30
gross
of them.
margins for such device?
Oh, the gross margins for us, right? For the SaaS model, gross margin is really high. For the machine, currently we're looking at a good 60-70% margin. So we are up pricing a little bit currently in the earlier stages. So there's room for us to expand and push down the prices as we scale.
Ella, what's the typical customer onboarding like? How long is the process?
Earlier days, it took a really long time. A lot of POCs, a lot of pilot, they didn't pay us money. In the last few months, there's no more need to do POC.
Right, time's up. So sorry about it. All right, thank you for the startups for participating in Q&A. The judges will now go back into the deliberation room for us to compile the scores. Meanwhile, you may please, sorry for a technical issue, as I mentioned, the platform somehow has an issue, but because our team have already done our, in a sense, emergency kind of protocol, we actually recorded a pre-recorded video just in case this would happen, and it really did happen. So you may look at your pre-recorded videos at ewc.ecom.sg/finals.html. You can ask your friends and families to vote for your startups at bit.ly/sgfinals2020. They can still vote for you, it's just that they can't watch the live stream. So they can vote for you, or you can vote for, or your friends who are voting, etc. You can just look at the videos that are pre-recorded. Yeah, thank you so much. Hello. Is everyone back?
Okay. They're all coming.
Hey, Martin, again.
Hi, Sanya.
Okay, great. Thank you. I think the live stream has been up. Okay, I hope it's up. I mean, can we? I mean, I'll just check again if it's up live. Okay, I think it's still not working. I think it's fine. We'll not wait for the live stream anymore. We carry on.
There is a very good Singaporean company that does this very well. Live streaming, audience interaction. Maybe they should take part in this competition.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I mean, we can. I mean, we have, you know, our you know, like contingency plan and plan out, but essentially sometimes yeah, I think the custom live stream, it was working for all the other countries, but I don't know why when it came to Singapore this thing happens. Yeah, sorry about it. Okay. Yep, yes, Jeffrey. Rating will be the stars. So you have 4 categories, 1 to 5 stars, yeah, for each of the 4 categories. Okay. So proceed on to the next 5 to pitch. It's a 3 minutes pitch and 2 minutes Q&A. All right, we'd like to invite Revivo Biosystems to pitch. You may share your screen.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Good evening. So at Revivo Biosystems, we work to remove cruelty and increase efficacy in cosmetic, chemical, and pharmaceutical research. It is time to remove cruelty in this industry because more than 100 million animals are still used and many die in lab tests every year. Consumers and a whole tide of regulations are turning against animal testing. In 2013, the EU banned animal testing for cosmetic product developments, and last year, the Environmental Protection Agency in the United States has decided to phase out all animal testing by 2035. Moreover, animal testing are questionable because there are huge genetic differences between animals and humans. Alternatives to animal testing exist, and they are based on the use of human biopsies or 3D cell cultures grown in the lab. However, the technology used with these methodologies do not provide models that are realistic and efficient enough because they are based on static culture processes and tedious manual operation. The industry is clearly not satisfied about this. Now imagine if you can load native tissue explants or grow advanced 3D cell culture in a cyst platform that can mimic the function of the blood flow. This would be a 4D tissue model, the most realistic human tissue model you can get in the lab. This is what we have developed at Revivo Biosystems, and this is why we believe our technology is game-changing. Because with our microfluidic devices that are patented, we can create conditions as close as possible to the ones in the real body. Our system is also automated, making testing procedures more efficient and saving up to 10 times in manpower and biomaterials. We have 3 revenue streams coming from our fee-for-service models for testing of chemicals and from the sales of our equipment and consumables on a razor and blade model. This is applicable to a wide range of industries, as some of the top multinational companies are willing to pay for our solutions. Our plan is to build a strong brand in the skincare market first, for which we have already developed a 4D skin models with a multitude of applications. We will then enter the whole cosmetic and personal care market, and this is very flexible because we can also enter the whole pharmaceutical industry. And if you think that for each tissue, you can not only have healthy models, but also diseased and personalized models, then you can start picturing the scalability of this technology. We have solid scientific validations. We have already conducted successful pilot projects with large multinational companies, and our efforts in reducing animal testing with novel technologies have been recognized by international awards and featured in different media channels. Our team brings together more than 60 years of experience in biomedical engineering, business development, tissue engineering, and manufacturing. We are already generating revenues despite the pandemic, and we are currently raising $1.2 million for scaling up our service capacity and launch.
All right, time's up. Your 2 minutes of Q&A begins. Judges, you may ask questions.
Hey, Massimo, can you elaborate on any IPs or IP that you may have owned or patented?
So you have
You're on mute, Massimo.
Yeah, someone muted me. Yeah, okay. So the IP, we are in May, we have actually licensed the IP from A-Star, and this IP is a patent that me and my co-founders, we are the inventor of. So we also have a lot of, we are the inventors of the technology, so we know how to move forward and how to generate new IP based on this as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Massimo, I really like what you guys are doing. But in a previous deck, I was just wondering, it seemed like you're only selling the products and the consumables to the lab, but not to the cosmetics and pharma industry. I think that slide is not in this particular deck anymore, but just wanted to ask why that is and why you wouldn't sell everything to cosmetics and pharma industry. Yeah, exactly, this one.
Yeah. Well, this is, it's not that we are not going to sell to cosmetic and pharma our platform. We will do that as well. And what we have decided is that before they are going to buy our platform, we had to become somehow known, and we had to become known to the smaller players as well. So the plan is to engage this large cosmetic, work with them to validate our technology, have them using our technology so that the contract research organization, research lab will buy the product as well. But we are also selling to big companies, yeah.
Okay, that clarifies. Thank you.
Hey, Massimo, one more question I have. Is there any dependency on creating the tissues that you need? The culture and the tissues?
Right, we'll let Massimo answer this last question because just now there are some technical issues, yeah. Massimo, please, yeah.
Yeah, well, we don't have any FDA regulatory approval that we have to go through, if that's what you mean. So for growing the skin and the things in the cosmetic and personal care, when we will enter pharmaceutical industry, there could be FDA approval to face. It is going to depend on the application.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, Massimo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Right, next we have Septitron. Septitron, you may share your screen.
Jaren, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay.
Your 3 minutes
Hello.
begin now. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. This is Arjun, co-founder and CTO of Sepsitron. At Sepsitron, we are building a revolutionary platform technology for rapid identification of infectious disease-causing pathogens. The founding team comprises of Shubhita as the CEO. She has a PhD in microbiology and immunology and several years of experience building various immunoassays and pathogen detection systems. I am the CTO of Sepsitron. I have a PhD in electrical and electronic engineering and several years of experience building various medical electronic devices. We are also funded and backed by world's leading accelerators like Entrepreneur First, SOSV Investments, and Hacks. And we are also mentored and supported by hospitals like PSG hospitals. Infectious diseases are rising and the world is severely unprepared. Do you know that there is one clinical case across the globe for every 3 seconds? For every 1 hour of delay the patient undergoes in identifying the exact infection, his mortality rate increases by 8%. This means in as little as 14 hours, the situation can really become life-threatening. And the existing testing solutions are not able to solve this crisis because the samples are collected from the patient's bedside and are then transported to a microbiology lab where specially trained microbiologists run culture diagnostic tests. These tests are highly labor intensive and cost intensive. The instruments to run these tests are also not portable and are also not point of care. Hence, the time to results are anywhere between 1 to 14 days. And this leads to quick escalations into secondary complications like multiple organ failures and ultimately death for the patient. Sepsitron's solution is a real game changer for this global healthcare crisis. Our test cartridges are semi-automated and semi-quantitative, and this means we can eliminate multiple steps from the testing pipeline. A single cartridge can identify multiple pathogens, and this enables the doctor to start a targeted antimicrobial therapy for the patients in as little as 90 minutes. Yes, we are 50 times faster and 10 times cheaper. Our device also has cloud data storage and transmission capabilities for seamlessly integrating into the hospital's patient management system and can also provide point-of-care remote patient monitoring. We envision a total market size of more than $100 billion, but we are starting with blood infection diagnostics, having a market size of more than $2 billion, and we eventually move into other infectious disease diagnostics, having a market size of more than $25 billion. We have a well-validated business model. Our revenue comes from our disposable test cartridges and hardware device. India is the first market we are targeting because of the huge unmet need, and we have already achieved impressive traction from major diagnostic lab chains and hospitals in India. We are currently in the product development and clinical validation phase, and we will be starting a multi-centered clinical trial from this November to file for our regulatory approval. And post-regulatory clearance, we will be starting to sell our product commercially by Q3 of 2021. With this, we invite all of you to join us in this journey of revealing the invisible through democratizing access to better diagnostics and better care. Thank you.
All right. So time's up, right? Okay, so Arjun, you may, the judges, if any questions, you may just proceed with the Q&A.
Hey, Arjun, thanks for the presentation. This is Yinglan. Can you talk to me, explain a little bit about your commercial modes of the business, if you don't mind, or any business modes that you have?
Okay, so are you asking about the customers?
No, I mean, what's your defensibility here?
Okay, so basically we have a multi-layered defensibility. So our test cartridges are a lab on a chip which has chemical recipes which are going to be our trade secret and proprietary biomarkers as well for identifying different pathogens. And all together with the hardware device, we have a multi-layered defensibility which makes it highly impossible to reverse engineer the product.
Any other questions from the judges?
Arjun, it seems the diagnostic labs are your customers. How do they view this solution impacting their business model? What metrics are impacted?
Yes, so basically the value we are giving to diagnostic lab chains is eliminating multiple steps from their testing pipeline. So this reduces cost in terms of manpower and also the reagents and consumables and things like that. So they are very welcoming in using such a thing. And since our device also is faster, they can accommodate more samples to test, and this gives them a competitive edge compared with other diagnostic lab chains.
Is there a dollar number on a per annum basis for an average diagnostic lab?
Yes. So if you so for a hospital, I will give you an example. So for a medium setting hospital which runs around 50 tests a day, we aim to achieve around $90,000 to $100,000 of revenue. This is from a hospital, and then the diagnostic lab chain, it will be even higher. Yes, because we are speaking about 50 to 60 labs in a single diagnostic lab chain from India.
Hi, could you share some of the matrix benchmarks that you have when you do a trial? You mentioned that yours is like 50x faster. So in terms of accuracy and speed, how does that compare to the current
products? So we are currently doing our clinical validation with hospitals and diagnostic lab chains. We are aiming for a sensitivity and specificity of more than 90.
All right. Thank you, Arjun. Sorry, judges. We'll proceed to the next startup. All right. I'd like to invite Shok Meets. You may share your screen.
Can you hear me and see okay?
Yes, we can see and hear you.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sandhya Sriram from Shiok Meats, and we're a cell-based clean crustacean meat company. The whole crustacean market is tainted with a lot of issues, and hence we are targeting a market that's worth $25 billion with overuse of antibiotics to fungicides to heavy metals to microplastics and issues with the entire supply chain. Shrimp has an impressive nutrition profile. It's eaten by all of us or most of us in every form, shape, and size. But given the issues, Shiok Meats concentrates on crustaceans, and our mission is to bring delicious, healthy, and sustainable shrimp and crustacean meat to your table by harvesting it from cells instead of animals. Shiok shrimp is breaded in every way because we are animal friendly. We don't kill animals, so it's ethical. Health friendly because no use of antibiotics, no accumulation of microplastics or heavy metals. Environment friendly because we use much lesser energy, land, and resources, and hence it's sustainable, and we don't have to do overfishing as we do currently. Our team comprises of myself and my co-founder Kai, and we both have over 20 years of experience in stem cells and cell biology. I also have a business background, and I've started 2 other startups in the past as well. The rest of our team are extremely experienced and well-skilled scientists, engineers, and food technologists. And our mission as a whole is to bring clean seafood to all of you. Our patent pending technology can be compared to that of a greenhouse, where we take a small sample of shrimp stem cells, we grow them in a nutrient-rich environment, feeding them plant-based edible ingredients. And at the end of the 4 to 6 weeks, what we get is real shrimp meat or real crab and lobster meat. To the DNA level, it's the real meat, but it doesn't come from a dead animal. The taste, the texture, the flavor are all inherent as well. Our first prototype was launched last year in March, which was the shrimp dumplings. And ever since, we have worked on many other prototypes. We have managed to reduce the pricing from $10,000 per kilogram to $5,000. And then currently we are at about $3,000 a kilogram. We would be at the pricing of $50 per kilogram in the next 12 months. And hence we are looking to be in the markets in the next 2 years, which is 2022, which is not far away at all. We have raised some funding from impressive companies like Monday Nissen, which is a food company, and backed by Y Combinator, Entrepreneur First, and many other investors, as you can see here. We want to be the market leader for alternative crustacean proteins, and hence we are concentrating on shrimp, prawn, crab, and lobster. And with that, we'd like the entire world to eat clean, and you should be tasting our products in the next 24 months. Thank you.
All right, thank you. The Q&A session may begin. Judges, do you have any questions?
That's a really great initiative. I look forward to testing some of these dumplings. I was just wondering, how do you produce or buy the nutrient-rich media at scale? Because that would be most important, right?
Yes, that's right. So that is actually one of the most expensive parts of the process, as you can imagine. So currently we have three main strategies. One is we have actually partnered up with the world's largest pharmaceutical company to supply it to us at 100 times lower the price, which is plant grade, food grade. And as we buy more from them, it would reduce from the current $1,000 per liter that they charge us to actually less than $1 a liter. And that will happen in the next 3 years. Second is we have partnered up with another company called Integriculture in Japan that has its proprietary technology to make its own growth factors from the cells. So we don't have to add any external growth factors or proteins. So that keeps the pricing very low. Third is we are partnering up with food and feed companies to get access to hydrolysates that are actually edible proteins or edible enzymes that can be used for the media. And this actually has reduced our pricing from the initial, like I mentioned, $10,000 a kilogram to current $3,000. And we're further looking at reducing it to less than $50 a kilogram.
That's great. Thank you.
Sure.
What's your plan, go-to-market plan when you do decide to
yeah, so we are targeting B2B. Yeah, we're targeting B2B and B2B2C. So we already have LOIs and we are working with some of the Michelin star and premium restaurants in Singapore. We're doing prototyping with them. And the next idea is to actually work with food processors who can use the meats in ready-to-eat meals like dumplings and spring rolls. And we are working with those food processors as well.
Sandhya, last quick one. What to the road to commercialization and global scaling? What are the risks that you see? Because it's still 24 months away.
Yeah, so the risk is that the pricing won't be at the $50 first thing. And the second would be we are not aiming for too much of a scale up. We are aiming at 500 kilograms per month starting. So we may not be able to reach that. So those are the challenges.
Fair enough.
All right, thank you. We'll proceed to the next startup. Yeah, sure. All right, 33 Labs.
Hi everyone, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Great. See, getting milk from cows is going to be a thing of the past. We're the first biotech company in the world that is actually able to use cell-based technology to create real milk. This is a game changer. Milk is by far the largest food segment in the world. We're talking about a $700 billion industry that will one day be using this technology to source raw milk. Imagine that. Imagine being able to have steel giant bioreactors that can be dropped into any part of the world, and as long as you have access to fresh water and electricity, you can have access to fresh milk. We know that cattle farming isn't sustainable and produces 37% of global methane emissions. Plant-based products are great, but don't have the full functionality of raw milk. I've had a hobby of making cheese in the past and personally been to many farms. I've seen many cows on farms forced to be impregnated, and every time they get a baby, their baby gets yanked away. We need to continue giving people what they're used to without harming these animals. We can harness the power of cell-based technology to create milk that is clean, fresh, and free from antibiotics. Being functional means being able to make cheese, butter, cream, or yogurt. So how does our technology work? We start with cells that we can get right from fresh milk. We multiply these cells, then put them in our specialized in-house lactation media. The cells will then convert the lactation media into milk. What's really special is unlike cell-based meats, the cells are not consumed. They're a factory that continues to make milk.
So using our licensing and royalty model, we will be working with the existing dairy equipment manufacturers on the bioreactors and the equipment, and our team will work with the dairy producers and consumer brands to co-develop products for the consumers. So like the Intel Inside model, we can envision our logo on every dairy product globally. We started January 2019 with several scientists and filed our provisional patents after we made some breakthroughs. Fast forward to 2020, we have raised our seed funding and begun customer engagement with major brands that account for 22% of the global dairy market. We are honored to be awarded the winner of the 2020 Temasek Livability Challenge. Our focus now is on our bioreactor designs and scaling up our production. Our executive team is a combination of seasoned business and science experts. The entire team has actually grown significantly to over 20, many of them top global scientists. So what's really unique about our milk is we can get the same composition, taste, and consistency of what comes from the mammal. So we are currently
working on the commercialization side, and our first product will be a high-value milk protein at commercial price parity. So as pioneers in this tech, we can produce milk from so many mammals, like goats, sheep, camels, and so much more. One of the biggest interests that we've seen from the industry is our work on human milk, because it has the potential to transform the entire infant nutrition industry.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very, very interesting. I'm a milk lover myself. My question is this, right? In order for customers to adopt your solution, what kind of infrastructure or changes in processes do they have to adopt?
So the processes that need to be adopted are actually working with the existing hardware companies that we mentioned earlier. So folks like GIA that provide the hardware and the existing equipment to these dairy processors, we are working with them to be able to do the same thing, to seamlessly integrate that into their existing dairy plants.
Is that going to be a very big overhaul to the existing?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. So once a milk is produced and it pumps out, it can actually drop right into their existing dairy plants.
Thank you.
There's this whole wave of plant-based milk. As we know, the IPO of Oatly is also pending and all this stuff. So cell-based versus plant-based, how do you fight that trend? And what is the commercial impact on adopters of these alternatives?
What's exciting is the milk fluid market is actually very, very small compared to the overall $700 billion industry. The majority of this cheese, cream, butters, and everything else that's out there requires still raw, high-quality milk. So Oatly might be great as a fluid, but the rest of that entire industry, they will still need something like what we have to be able to conquer. And we're the only ones who would be able to do that.
So your product will probably be under scrutiny by the FDA. They may take a perspective that lab milk is just yet another GMO product. Will that branding make it difficult to gain consumer acceptance?
That's a really good question. So one of the cool things about what we're doing is the cells are not being consumed. So no matter how much you engineer the cells, it's the secretion of the cells that we're consuming. That is a big part of why we have a lot of great work with the FDA and the SFA.
And on top of that, because the whole process is very similar to how human insulin is made, is well accepted by industry.
Thank you.
Great presentation, folks. I really like this idea. But I think I noticed both of you are like ex-Google or ex-something. I don't see you guys being scientists, although you seem to have the very deep domain knowledge. Can you share who are the scientists in your team and who owns the technology?
Sorry about that, judges. All right, thank you. We can leave it. We can leave it to our networking session, yeah? Okay, so let's proceed on to the next team. In fact, it's our last team, Circular Blueprint. Circular Blueprint?
Yeah.
Let me share your slides.
Sorry, are you all able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Can y'all see this?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so hi everyone. I'm Bobby, co-founder and CEO of Circular Blueprint, where we transform plastic waste to create adequate and affordable housing. So did you know that 1.6 billion people, they still live in inadequate housing? And at the same time, 300 million tons of plastics are produced every single year. So we asked ourselves this simple question: can we then use plastics to build houses? And that was how everything got started. So Circular Blueprint is our blueprint towards a circular economy. And this is our vision. When we maximize the value of plastic waste through upcycling, we can then share that profit with the informal waste collectors. Using plastics to build houses, well, it sounds very crazy, but after 6 months of R&D, we have validated that it is actually possible to achieve that. And in fact, it can be better than traditional bricks as well. And this is our product roadmap. So this is our very first prototype. It looks kind of weird. And this is the second one when it starts to look more like a brick now. And this is where we are at now. So by comparing it to the traditional red clay bricks, right? This is our findings. So it can be up to 30% cheaper. It can reduce a lot in terms of carbon emission, and it translates to about 200 kilograms of plastics that can be upcycled when we use it to build a 50-meter square home. So at the same time, our bricks are certified to meet the British standard for masonry as well. And globally, this is the demand for concrete bricks, 22 billion in total. So we can be a disruption to this century-old industry, where even just 1% of the market share being captured, it will mean so much more. And currently, these are our partners. SP is helping us to R&D this whole thing together. And YSIC is helping us in terms of marketing and connecting us to the Southeast Asia market, the landscape. And at the same time, we are in talks with BCA and NTU for test bedding purposes, where we are able to exhibit a house built with our materials as well. And very recently, we have also acquired our very first customer, and we are due to deliver that a house that is built using our materials in Batam, Indonesia by 2022. So this is our timeline. So as we are moving on to year 2 now, proof of value, and year 3 is when we will focus more on pre-sales, letter of intents, etc. And year 4 is commercialization, where we start to manufacture on the larger scale. And this is the amazing, amazing team behind it all. So we have a great balance of engineers from different disciplines, business development, and experienced startup founders. So yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Bobby. Judges, you may start asking your questions.
Can you share details of the project that you're doing with House in Batam?
Yeah, I was going to ask the same question.
Oh, okay. So we have managed to get in touch with this. He's an architect, and he's building 50 houses in that region, and we have talked. We have somewhat secured like a soft contract with him that we are gonna use. He's gonna give us the space for one house and let us build using our materials, and we have to deliver that by 2022. Yeah.
Great progress.
So to dig deeper, what's the unit economics here with regards to the bricks? Like, what does it cost? What's the margin like, and what's the average deal size that you envision in future?
So this is rather okay. So just to be frank, and to be honest, the thing is, we still haven't really decided on which market to really go into. Are we going to venture into the Philippines market, the Vietnam market, and we still haven't decided on it yet. So it's a little hard for us to actually boil down to how much we can save in terms of the unit economics. But up the value which I show about the 30% cheaper, right? It is based on Philippines alone. Yeah.
How do you recycle a silk brick?
Sorry?
How do you recycle a silk brick?
So
it's got plastic in it, right?
Yeah. So we will pay those informal waste collectors, and they will go out to collect a certain type of plastics for us. For example, bottle caps. And then we will be able to collect all those bottle caps. Then we have to wash it and shred it, and then we mix it into our brick. Yeah.
Okay, understood. But once your brick gets recycled, how does that happen?
Once our bricks gets recycled, so regarding that, right? Our product timeline will probably last about 100 to 200 years. So we haven't really thought about that far ahead.
Okay, not here in Singapore, but
yeah.
All right. Thank you, Bobby. So the Q&A have ended. Just to let the judges know as well as for the audience, Bobby, we have 3 stages of startups here. So Bobby is actually the only idea stage startups that got through. The rest are early and growth stage, yeah, because we have one slot for idea stage. Yeah. So thank you, Bobby. Okay. So without further ado, the judges will go on for our deliberation. But meanwhile, the live stream, good news, the live stream is up live. It's now on a platform. Please share with your friends and families and connect connections, your networks to go to the link earlier on, and then you may watch the live stream now. You also can vote for the startups that you prefer. Yeah. While the judges are in deliberation, what we'll do is that the audience can ask the finalists any questions, right? So our team will actually look at the platform and then paste the questions into this chat if there's any questions coming for the audience. All right. And then participants, you may feel free to unmute yourself and answer to those questions directed to you. Okay. After which you'll have a EWC speaker, Mr. Kang Kok Hao, who will be presenting after the Q&A part. All right. So judges will head over to the breakout room.
Jaren, do you send us the breakout room, or there's a button there actually? Should we click?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's right. We're all moving to the breakout room. Yeah.
Sorry, where's the button, Jaren?
On the bottom, there's a breakout room button. I can also manually assign you into it.
That's the yeah.
Can't see.
Manage to find.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Okay. Great.
Sorry, you're assigning the room?
Yeah, we already entered. Yeah. You may click on the breakout room button.
I can't see for some reason this time.
Let me assist you with it. Okay, I got it. You were disconnected and came back in, right?
Perfect. I got it down. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, see you in there. Okay, so I guess there don't seem to be any questions coming in from the chat. What we'll do is that we'll proceed on to inviting the speaker, Mr. Tan Kok Hao, to share his presentation and about his own experience in at Saudi Arabia itself. Yeah. So Mr. Tan Kok Hao.
Hello. Can everybody hear me?
Okay, Kok Hao, yeah, you may share your screen. Great. Thank you, Kok Hao. You may proceed with the sharing. I'll go back to the breakout room. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. So congratulations on everyone for being part of the top 10 in Singapore. Okay, today I'm going to do a sharing about my experience that I had in EWC 2019. So before the event, we were at this KAUS University. Basically, it's King Abdullah University. This is the iconic landmark of KAUS, is Marina of the university. So over there, we had the boot camp. The boot camp was very packed as there were many activities. They invited speakers from many areas to come in and share their experiences and their businesses and give us ideas on how to further expand our own startups. Next is that we got to interact with other participants from other countries. So there was a lot of networking opportunities for us as we managed to see and meet people from similar backgrounds, but from different nations. So we get to have a better understanding of how businesses are run internationally and what are the differences and challenges that each startup face all around the world. It was extremely challenging as only one person was to represent the business and the person has to know the business operations, technical stuff of the business, the marketing part of the business, as well as you have to carry yourself in front of the international audience with all the people. And you have to review your pitch deck multiple times. The time difference along with the long distance away from the team makes communication very difficult. This is where mentorship that I had received under Startup O was very helpful, as they have been advising me on how to refine on pitch deck even before the event. Onto the main event, we were at the Miss Global Forum. Miss Global Forum and the Miss and Global Entrepreneurship Network host Entrepreneurship World Cup. Miss was founded by the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. Its main focus is to empower and encourage youth through areas such as future skills, entrepreneurship, global citizenship, and employment. During the event, you get to know more participants and meet them coming from all different countries. From there, you start to see how you rank as a startup as everyone brings out their arsenal. Of course, you bring out your best game as well. Organizers will also arrange time for you to meet investors, and from there you get to understand what investors are looking for and what does the international audience want. Similarities and differences in other ecosystems as well. During the pitch, you have 15 minutes for pitch and Q&A. So do make sure that you have time for Q&A as everything is fit and within the 15-minute slot. In all, this event allowed us to connect with the international audience and have a broader understanding and perspective of the needs of the world. It was a great exposure for all who participated. And this is the winner of EWC 2019. It's Nerve Technologies. They are a Canadian company focused on healthcare. If you are interested, you can find more about Nerve Technologies online. And there will be a lot of news articles and publishing about their achievements. Not only that, Ambassador Wong, Singapore ambassador to Saudi Arabia, also visited the event and showed his support to all Singaporeans that were present. Dr. Leonard, fellow Singaporean representing a UK firm, was also present as a participant. And Jaren of our local organizer was there as well to show his support for the event. Most people will have the perception of this is how Saudi Arabia will look like. You're right, this is how Saudi Arabia is. But there is also more to Saudi Arabia. This is a night view of Riyadh city. It's filled with vast sprawling buildings at the night. And you can see all the lights that are turned on. So it's pretty metropolitan as well. They also have carnivals during Riyadh season where you can visit and play and have fun. It's sort of like a festival that lasts for 2 months, which celebrates the entire city. During the event, we also made some friends, and we got to experience a little bit of the local way of life. They brought us around to visit local eateries and try out their local cuisine. This was their local fast food restaurant. You would pretty much expect what fast food to be like would be McDonald's or similar eateries in Singapore. But for them in Saudi Arabia, fast food comes in the form of wraps. So this is another local restaurant which is famous for their local cuisine. So it's pretty comfortable that their restaurants are all pretty much sitting on, you sit around on the floor, on carpeted floors, and then you eat on the floor as well. But it's pretty comfortable and the food is pretty good. So in all, I enjoyed my trip to Saudi. It was rewarding and fulfilling, not just in the sense that of the business perspective that I got to grow and understand and learn more about startup and the environment ecosystem of startup as well. But I was also able to go down to the ground and explore their way of life and their culture as an individual. So if you all are interested, you can connect with me on LinkedIn, or you can send me an email, and then we can catch up more about how our startups can connect, and also personally as well on how my trip to Saudi was like. Thank you.
Okay, hi everyone. I hope you enjoyed the sharing by Kok Hao. Or if you have any questions, you also may ask him, after this session or in subsequent sessions that we have as a post-EWC programs, right? Without further ado, I would like to just announce the winners for this year's competition. Okay, so this year we have 10 awesome startups participating from idea stage, early stage, and growth stage for the Entrepreneurship World Cup Singapore National Finals. This is brought to you by Coach Assurance and Global Entrepreneurship Network, supported by AWS, Ecom Singapore, Dropbox, HelloSign, Startup O, Block 71, the ASEAN Youth Organization, and all our other community partners. Thank you so much for your support. This is something that our Global Finals judge, Mr. Kevin O'Leary, shared, that this is the most thrilling, inspiring week filled with entrepreneurship, innovation, and wonderful people. He have never in his life met so many entrepreneurs from many different countries in one room. So this will give the idea of how awesome or how insane, incredible the place would be in Saudi Arabia. But of course, unfortunately, we can't travel because of COVID, but look forward to have this awesome global finals virtually held as well. So who are the winners? This is your EWC Global Finals trophy. There'll only be one winner, one global champion. So who will be the winners for Singapore's national rounds? Announcing our national winners. Anyone in the audience, if you want to cast your votes, you can just comment who you think will win. And without further ado, I'll announce the national winner. National champions goes to Turtle Tree Labs. Congratulations, Turtle Tree. Congrats. Yeah. You may unmute yourself, don't worry. Yeah, feel free to. Congrats, congratulations.
Thank you guys, wow.
Woo.
Okay.
Please
Sorry, we can't
do us proud.
Yeah. Please do us
We will,
proud.
represent. We will represent Singapore very well.
Andrew, there was a lot of milk spilled for deciding this, so please.
No cow for harmed.
Thank you guys so much. This is amazing.
Wow.
Hey, we are very, very proud. Thank you guys so much.
So sorry, we are able to have this. Yeah.
Please
so
bring
sorry.
a real cow to the stage.
Wow, this is so great. This is so wonderful. Thank you guys.
We'll wave the Singapore flag proud.
Nice.
Yeah. So I just want to say, just to set expectations, I don't think COVID will go away anytime soon. The vaccine wouldn't be found by October. So we have to celebrate yourself flying the Singapore flag virtually. All right. Yeah. And sorry that we can't present your national champion award in person because of this online session. Yeah. We hope to do so in person after the COVID-19 has been lessened down. All right, we have the first runner-up, Horangi.
Hooray!
Woo! Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys very much. Yeah, awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Paul.
Thanks,
thank you as well.
Well done, Paul.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, thank you everyone.
Yeah, I think the judges also had a tough choice to make because all the top three are very awesome startups, and pretty much the founders themselves also make a huge difference. And I think where we see it is that probably in this sense whereby at the global stage, we also have multiple of other companies. In fact, I just want to share with you, Paul, given that you have not been to the global finals, I can share with you, there was one company that is representing a Russian company. You may want to check them out. They're called Global BI, Group BI. So Group BI is a Russian
Group
company.
IB, yeah.
Group IB, yes, Group IB, that's right. Yeah. So you know your competitors, yeah. So Group IB, they've been around for 17 years, I think, or the founders have 17 years of experience, and they were representing Russia last year. You may want to connect with them. I'm more than happy to link you up with them as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that would be appreciated. Thank you so much.
Okay, our second runner-up, we have Profile Print. Congrats.
Hello, hi, thanks. Sorry, my daughter was running around. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was trying to put her outside my door.
Congrats, Alan.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think really big thank you to the judges. And more importantly, it's my pleasure to meet the rest of the startups over here today. I am very humbled really because when I was listening to all the presentation, I don't think I deserve anything today. I really think most of startup you guys have something on for you. Keep going. We spent the last 3 years coming to where we are today, and we're not there yet. And I think there is definitely a lot of support in the community in recent years. So keep it up.
Very nice.
Thank you, Alan. Any comments or feedback, or the judges would like to say anything to Profile Print?
Keep making it as tough as this competition was. So I think they were amazing, razor's edge sort of a competition, and that defines the quality of participants. So as always, we say there's no winner except that we have to define one. But I guess there are some fantastic ideas, and thanks to Jaren and all the EWC teams, they will get network effects behind them any which ways with such visibility here. So congratulations to all.
Yeah. Congratulations. So what are the prizes for the national winner? We have the national champion prize. You are, as a national winner, you receive to represent Singapore at the global finals. At the same time, you receive 100K in kind prizes. That is if you get into the EWC top 100, which you have to go through another round of Accelerate 2 online program, you'll receive 700K in kind prizes. So at least you receive 100K in kind prizes, and you may redeem from our team post EWC, right, after today's event. Top prizes. So as mentioned, Anuj mentioned, all startups are winners. We have prizes for all top 10 finalists. You will all receive $10,000 EWS credits for the top 10 finalists. And of course, I would say EWC is not just about cash prizes or in-kind credits or in-kind prizes. Is really about the network and the community and the network effect. Anytime, if you have any queries or you like to reach out to certain people from a certain region or countries, finding distributors, investors, you can always drop us an email. We'll definitely connect you with the local organizer and the local team behind EWC. Yeah, and of course, I guess the 10 judges will also be very happy to reach out to you separately and explore further opportunities for mentorship and for potential investment opportunities. So we'll set prizes for our top 10 teams. Which I will announce later on because I understand that some of the judges have to rush off. So I would like to take another screenshot just in case some of you missed out or didn't turn on your camera earlier on. Can we have all the judges and startups here to turn on your camera? We'll take one more final screenshot before the judges have to leave. EWC team, please turn on your cameras as well. Okay. James, are you going to? Hello? James, are you there? Okay, I have James photo, no worries, right? So 3, 2, 1, smile. Awesome. All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Yeah, have a good weekend. Bye. So the rest of the teams, you may stay on and ask any questions you have to. We'll close this group once we have shared about the Q&A portion and also the top 10 and 21 teams finalists. Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Congratulations. Yeah, have a good weekend.
Take care.
Thank you, James. Thank you.
Thank you.
The startup, do you have any questions in mind that you'd like to ask in terms of what to expect for EWC? What's the follow-up actions required?
Yeah, I guess like what are the follow-up actions required? I think that's a good question.
Okay, so yeah, so immediately after this, what I'll do, I'll send you an email, right? I'll also, for the rest of the semi-finalists that are watching this video live stream, I've already sent you an email to schedule a timing to talk to you for about 15 to 20 minutes. For the finalists here in the room with me, I'll send you another email for you to arrange a call with me, and I'll guide you through in terms of what do you need, how can EWC help you to scale up or to get beyond, to attain your milestones. I think that's a key thing you want to do at EWC. And the key thing also, I guess most of you have texted me to ask me about the claiming and redemption of the perks. How do you do so, right? So I guess that is something that I would like to clarify as well. What we'll do is that after this call, this live stream, we'll go offline. I'll be submitting all the names of the applicants, both top 10, 20, 21 teams, as well as all other applicants to receive their perks, via the global HQ. Yeah, so not to worry about the perks. I would say it will take probably up to a month because they have 177,000 entrepreneurs worldwide that are claiming the perks as well. So please, show a bit of empathy, give them some time to get back to you in terms of the perks. And I'm sure, meanwhile, we can support in many other ways, through connecting you guys up, finding out your needs, and if there's anything else we can support with, we're more than happy to do so, right? If you have not yet done so, we have a LinkedIn group on Entrepreneurship World Cup. Feel free to join in. If you prefer Facebook, we also have a Facebook group on Entrepreneurship World Cup as well. You can join them, and we only accept you as finalists, semi-finalists, and finalists are able to join. All other applicants, you may try again next year. So I guess the benefit here is, as long as you're not a national winner once, you can always apply for another subsequent year. All right. So you can apply as many years as possible, as much as you want, until you get a national winner. All right, because we want to give other people a chance, but you may do so again next year. And EWC first edition started last year. It's the second year this time around, and I don't see it going. I will see it continuing as long as possible, with the support of Miss Global Forum, through Miss Foundation and Global Entrepreneurship Network. I will definitely be able to have EWC on an annual basis. So for the benefit of the semi-finalists, I'll just go back to the slide to show you what are the perks available for you. So all semi-finalists, apart from the top 25K worth of perks, you also receive a boarding pass, a startup or fast track pass to scale up, to kickstart your growth of your startup, where you receive up to 100K worth of partners offers from AWS, Stripe, HubSpot, Google, and local partners. You also receive an investment assessment, a diagnostic report, full access to the premium content, and also partner information on offers provided by Startup O community. This fast track pass is brought to you by Startup O, and thank you Startup O for providing this sponsorship. Give you a better idea of what EWC globally would be like, is that the top 100 EWC top 100 will receive 700K of prizes. This is after the Accelerate 2 program, where you'll then be shortlisted from 199 countries to top 100. That's where you get the 700K in kind prizes. The remaining finalists who didn't manage to get in the top 100 will get 100K in kind prizes, right? For the grand champions, the champion team will get 500K in cash, US dollars, with no equity and no strings attached. Taxes might be subjected depending on countries, but as far as I know, no such thing for Singapore. We'll get it in cash. Second place winner, we have 250K in cash, US dollar. Third place with 100K, all right? We have also, because you understand that EWC has 3 stages, or ideal stage, early stage, and growth stage startups may apply for EWC. Therefore, we have 3 stage champions, where regardless if you get into the top 3 or not, if you are the stage winner for ideal stage, you will still receive a 50K stage champions prize. Same goes for early stage and growth stage, right? This added in as in addition this year because of the feedback given to the organizers last year. And this year also, because we want to acknowledge the importance and emphasize the importance of social enterprises in our economy and the global landscape, we have a special prize of $50,000 US dollars for social enterprises that wins in this category. So We've come to the end of the program today. Thank you everyone for your time watching this live at home, at the office, and thank you to all the participants and judges for your time to be part of this Entrepreneurship World Cup 2020 edition. I'll just leave the floor open for any Q&A. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. If not, then we'll proceed to call it off for the day. Any questions? Final questions from the participants? No other questions? All right, so I think that's about it. We'll reach out to you. I'll reach out to you personally as well to arrange a time for us to do a follow-up call next week. And good luck, all the best to your ventures. Look forward to have you as part of EWC community. We will have post-EWC community events. If you have not joined the EWC Slack group, the Slack channel, we have 133,000 entrepreneurs in the Slack already. If you're going to look at it. We have a Singapore group, so you'll automatically be assigned to that group. So please feel free to join the Slack channel. It should be in your registrations email. There's a Slack channel button. Please click on it and join the Slack channel. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for your time and wish you all the best. Thank you and good evening. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you.